think of how much stronger you're going to be in the future. Think of how in the future, when things go wrong, you're always going to be able to refer back to where you are right now and be like, man, this is nothing compared to what I went through. How's it going, guys? Miguel here with CFS Recovery. We're going to jump right into it today. I want to talk about how what you're going through right now can actually be, believe it or not, a springboard for your life. Okay, now before you call me crazy and before you get mad at me for saying that, because what you're going through right now might be very, very hard. Not might be, it is very, very hard psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. I want to share something very interesting with you. And we're going to use Navy SEALs as the perfect example to describe this to you. Now, Navy SEALs, these are some of the most looked up to, respected, most feared, most elite people there are in the world. The training they have to do to what they're capable of, the tools that they have and the things they know, they are some of the most respected people in society. And when you think of it, it's like, who is someone that can 100% get the job done every single time, who's reliable, who is almost like the pinnacle of society? And for a lot of people, they're like Navy SEALs because that's the elite of the elite, right? But now let's rewind the clock. How did they become that person? How did they become a Navy SEAL? Because they didn't just wake up one day and were like, I think I'm going to be a Navy SEAL. Let me go out and apply and actually do it. No, Navy SEALs are the elite of the elite because they went through the pits of hell to earn that title. When people enroll in training, they don't just show up. They come from all different areas of life. They can be doctors, some of them are teachers, some of them are athletes, some of them are straight out of high school. No matter where they're from, the one thing they all have in common is their drive, and that they didn't give up no matter how hard things got. And they literally go through the pits of hell to earn that title. And they even have something called Hell Week, where they don't really just, they pretty much push these guys to their absolute physical and mental, emotional, and spiritual limits. It's essentially 5 days, pure training, no sleep, no rest. And that's just one of the parts of the training. And when you think of it, something like what you're going through right now, although it's very hard right now, think of how much stronger you're going to be in the future. Think of how in the future, when things go wrong, you're always going to be able to refer back to where you are right now and be like, man, this is nothing compared to what I went through. I've been through so many worse things. And even for me right now, like I run a video production business, and it's not like ever since I've started putting out videos here, then I'm like slacking there. No, we're going full tilt on that too. But I'm adding this on top of it. But, on the one hand, I could be like, man, this is a lot of work. On the other hand, whenever I think like that, I always go back to, there was a time when I could not roll over in bed and I wish I was able to do stuff. So right now, this is like a gift. So me getting sick was actually the biggest gift, because now I'm so grateful to be doing everything. Now I'm grateful just getting up in the morning and, essentially building my video business and also, building this. Back then, it would have been extremely difficult for me to do this because I wouldn't be able to be as grateful. I wouldn't be able to understand that not everybody gets to do this, right? And not everybody gets to be put in the position that you're in and that you will be in, that there will be opportunities that come up that you would never be able to guess that they would come up. You would never be able to even think that was possible, but you will find yourself in situations in the near future, once you get better, that never would have happened if you stayed healthy, right? And so I've also said it before, life is like a bouncy ball. The harder you hit rock bottom, the higher you bounce. I would highly, highly urge you to use this time to better yourself, not just to try to get through it and just survive, but thrive in it, become stronger because of it. Don't just get through it and be like, oh, that was something that I had to go through. No, this is a time where you level up the mind, where your mind and your spirit is being pushed to its absolute limits. But once you get through this, think of all the other things in life that won't be nearly as hard, because now your threshold for pain, for suffering, is at a whole different level, right? And things that would bother normal people won't bother you as much, because this is what really bothers people. Like, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, you're used to complaining about, not being able to get out of bed, or, you know, go for a walk outside, spend time with your friends. That is so much harder than, you know, getting a flat tire, or there being some drama at work, or anything like that, right? So things actually become a lot easier once you get better. So I just want you to understand that life probably won't be as hard as it is right now, right? No matter what it is, because even no matter how much money you have, no matter what the external circumstances are, right now you are at war within. Internally, you are at war every single day with these negative thoughts, negative emotions. On top of that, the symptoms. In the future, there will be problems, but they won't be as bad as they are right now. Just know that this is probably going to be as bad as it gets. On the other hand, while it is going to be one of the hardest and most difficult times you go through, think of how much time you're spending with yourself right now. And think of any other times in life. Like, when is the last time you spent this much time with yourself, this much time with your thoughts? This is a time where you really get to know yourself and who you are, and you get to explore even the deepest, darkest corners of your mind. But you get to know yourself on a much deeper level than you would know yourself if none of this ever happened. So all this time you're spending with yourself and getting to know all these different parts of yourself and feel these different things, that's also a benefit that comes with something like this. But I don't want to drag this on too long. I do want to give one more analogy though. Think of a samurai sword. A samurai sword is something that signifies a samurai, and I'm going to put the definition right up here. You know, samurais are some of the most respected individuals in the Japanese culture for a reason. And the samurai sword, that wasn't just a regular sword. It was one of the sharpest sword that could cut a hair. It was so special. There was no other sword like it. No other cultures made something as insane as a samurai sword. But look how they made that samurai sword. How did it become this beautiful, powerful piece of history? It didn't just show up one day. A samurai sword, they put it into the hot fire and take it out thousands of times. And they put it into that fire, heat it up so it's molten hot. They smash it with hammers, beat it like crazy, put it through so much stress, and it comes out a little bit harder than it was before. And then they put it back in the fire. Then they take it out of the fire, hammer it again, really put some stress on it. And guess what? That doesn't break it, but that makes it even stronger. And they do that cycle over and over and over again. And so just think about how that compares to your life. How many times have you had setbacks? How many times have you crashed? How many times have you said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I've already gave it my 110% effort. But in reality, if you've been dealing with this for a long time, you probably told yourself that months, if not years ago. I know I did. I know there were days where I was like, this is my absolute limit. I cannot take another day of this. And then I would go on another week, another month, another year surviving it. And it wasn't until I was able to realize what was going on and change pretty much who I was from a survivor to a thriver. Someone who wasn't just going to try to get through this thing and make it out the other side. Instead of being a survivor, I made the decision that I was going to thrive in this. I was going to become better because of this, and I was going to take everything I learned and kind of piece my life together and rebuild everything, right? I wasn't going to lay down and give up, and I know you're not going to do that too, right? That's why you're watching this video. If you're still watching this video, you wouldn't be here right now if you didn't want to get better, and I know you have it in you. You're doing what you can to get better. You're looking for as much knowledge as you can online. I'm sure you've tried so many different options. You just haven't found the right thing that works for you specifically yet. And that's where someone like me can come in and help you and see what you can really focus on versus trying to do, you know, all these other treatments and different things, because it gets very overwhelming, right? There's so many solutions, so many things that work for all these different people, but with the one-on-one coaching, that's something I can help you with. And especially in the community that we have on Facebook, the community of thrivers, that's where we really share all these ideas, and we have a whole community trying to move in the same direction and empower each other and become better because of this thing, and not just try to survive it, but thrive in it. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I want you, from this point on, I want you to look at yourself as a Navy SEAL in the making, or if you're not familiar with Navy SEALs, think of yourself as like a samurai sword. Every time you go through these dark times or go through these difficult emotions where you want to give up, just remember that samurai sword. Think of how much stronger it becomes. And the reason it becomes stronger is it just doesn't break. You know, there's something that my football coach used to tell me: bend, but don't break. And it's okay to have shitty days. It's okay to feel bad sometimes. It's okay to feel negative. That's completely normal. In fact, you would be insane if you didn't feel sad or completely negative in the situation that you're in. But don't allow yourself to break. Don't give up. That's the biggest thing. And so if you enjoyed this content, if this helps you out or inspires you in any way, shape, or form, then go ahead and like this video. It really helps the channel grow. We're going pretty fast right now. Make sure to give us a follow on Instagram, follow the Facebook community, join us in the Thrivers Facebook group, where we try to help people navigate through their journey and pretty much try to get them to shift their mindset. Because the truth is, you're only one mind shift away from a completely different life. And that's the honest truth. And so I hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.